Ahoy from BA! This is a Rorschach Ocean update from the 18th of March 2025, a summary of what's going down in the 70% surface of the Earth covered in salt water. The Ocean Census project, a global alliance launched in 2023, has recently identified 866 new marine species, including sharks, lobsters, corals, and sponges, expanding the knowledge of ocean biodiversity. Scientists estimate that only 10% of marine life has been documented, leaving millions of species yet to be discovered. Dr. Michelle Taylor, who is leading an expedition near the South Sandwich Islands, highlights the urgency of accelerating species identification. Notable discoveries include a rare guitar shark off Africa's coast and a venomous marine snail with medical potential. Teams are working in shifts to maximize findings, sharing data globally to support conservation. Ocean Census also engages in education, inspiring future researchers. With 10 new expeditions planned, the initiative aims to protect fragile ecosystems and deepen understanding of marine life. To know more about the project, follow the link in the show notes. In more findings, researchers have discovered that plankton in the Sargasso Sea reduces competition by absorbing nutrients at different times of the day. This discovery supports the theory of temporal niche partitioning, which suggests species coexist by using resources on different schedules. A study led by biologist Joshua Weiss and published in the journal Proceedings of the International Academy of Sciences on Friday the 14th, found that plankton take turns consuming phosphorus, a scarce but essential nutrient. Data from a 2019 research cruise revealed that bacteria feeding on dissolved organic matter absorb phosphorus at sunrise, photosynthetic plankton use it during the day, and cyanobacteria consume it at dusk. These findings suggest that time-based resource sharing helps maintain marine biodiversity, similar to how land animals stagger their feeding times. Let's have a look at the Pacific Ocean. During a meeting on Monday the 10th in Tokyo with Devavesi Waka, the Secretary General Baron of the Pacific Islands Forum, or PIF, Takeshi Iwaya, the Japanese foreign minister, said that Japan would contribute $3 million to a climate change fund for the PIF. Iwaya emphasized that strengthening the resilience of Pacific Island nations is crucial for regional security. Waka, a former Nauru president, welcomed the contribution and expressed interest in stronger cooperation. Both officials also agreed to establish a framework for working-level discussions to improve communication between Japan and the PIF Secretariat. Still in the Pacific Ocean, on Wednesday the 12th, an Ecuadorian fishing patrol found Maximo Napa, a Peruvian fisherman, missing for 95 days. Severely dehydrated almost 700 miles or 1,120 kilometers off the coast. He had set out from Marcona on the southern coast of Peru on the 7th of December 2024 for a 2-week fishing trip, but drifted off course after a storm. His family launched a search, but Peru's maritime patrols failed to locate him in the previous months. Napa survived by eating roaches, birds, and sea turtles, relying on rainwater and enduring 15 days without food. He said that thinking of his family, especially his newborn granddaughter, kept him strong. From the Pacific to the Arctic Ocean. According to the CNN article published on Wednesday the 12th, February saw Arctic temperatures soar 36 degrees Fahrenheit or 20 degrees Celsius above normal, accelerating ice melt and permafrost collapse. As sea ice shrinks, the ocean absorbs more heat, increasing climate change. This transformation is disrupting ecosystems, endangers wildlife, and threatens the 4 million people living in the region. Greenland's ice sheet is losing 280 billion tons annually, contributing to rising sea levels. While reducing emissions could slow these changes, some effects are irreversible. Research efforts face challenges due to geopolitical tensions and cuts to climate science funding. From one pole to the other, a study published on Monday the 10th in the journal Frontiers investigated the distribution of major marine mammals in the Cosmonaut Sea, a largely unexplored region of the Southern Ocean. Researchers collected marine mammal occurrence data during the 38th Chinese National Antarctic Research Expedition in 2022, focusing on humpback whales, crab-eater seals, and Antarctic minke whales. The team analyzed how environmental factors like water depth, sea surface height, and ice conditions influence habitat suitability for these species. The results show that humpback whales occupy the broadest range, while crab-eater seals and Antarctic minke whales show more restricted distributions. Now, some news from the Indian Ocean. Narendra Modi, the Indian Prime Minister, visited Mauritius on Tuesday the 11th and Wednesday the 12th to strengthen bilateral ties. Both governments committed to reinforcing maritime security, expanding defense cooperation, and securing Mauritius' exclusive economic zone. India assured continued support by providing defense assets, training, and surveillance infrastructure. They also signed agreements on trade, maritime data sharing, and infrastructure projects. India reaffirmed its support for Mauritius' sovereignty over the Chagos archipelago while balancing relations with the US, which operates a military base there. Modi's visit aligns with India's long-term vision for the Indian Ocean, focusing on security, economic growth, and regional stability, and positioning Mauritius as a key ally in countering regional threats and ensuring stability. Let's sail to the Suez Canal. On Monday the 10th, the Greek-registered MT Sounion oil tanker successfully transited the canal after undergoing a complex salvage operation following a Houthi attack in August 2024. The vessel, carrying 1 million barrels of crude oil, was hit by anti-ship missiles, disabling its control systems. Houthi militants then boarded, detonating explosives and causing severe fires. The U.S. State Department warned of an impending environmental disaster, urging international intervention. A massive salvage operation, including explosive ordnance disposal teams and firefighting specialists, towed the tanker to safety. With support from EU naval forces, the operation stabilized the vessel by nearly October, and the oil cargo was safely offloaded in Suez. Over 200 specialists from various organizations coordinated efforts to prevent a major catastrophe in the Red Sea. The crossing of the canal can be seen as a sign of hope. It shows that international cooperation against the Houthi attack is starting to work and that the Suez Canal can be used again. From the Suez to the Panama Canal, China is strongly opposing to the proposed sale of Panama Canal ports to the group of investors BlackRock, accusing C.K. Hutchison, the Hong Kong-based owner, of prioritizing profit over national interests. The deal, worth $23 billion, includes the sale of ports in Balboa and Cristobal, along with C.K. Hutchison's stakes in dozens of ports worldwide. The U.S. has long viewed Chinese involvement in Panama's ports as a strategic concern, with President Trump vowing to take back the canal from foreign influence, which we talked about in previous shows. While Panama operates the canal itself, the U.S. and China tensions over infrastructure control persists, complicating the deal's future among growing geopolitical friction. In other news, Azerbaijan and Georgia are pushing for the European Commission's approval of a Black Sea power line project aiming to accelerate the construction of an undersea cable that would supply EU nations with electricity from the Caspian Basin. On Monday the 10th, Parviz Shabazov, the Azerbaijani energy minister, confirmed that officials from Azerbaijan, Georgia, Romania, and Hungary had formally requested Project of Mutual Interest designation. Bulgaria has also expressed interest in joining. If approved, the project will receive streamlined planning, faster permit approvals, and increased investor visibility. Estimated at 3.5 billion euros, the initiative could receive up to two-thirds of its funding from the European Commission. Still in the Black Sea, the Romanian oil company OMV Petrom has partnered with NewMed Energy Balkan, a subsidiary of Israel's NewMed Energy, to advance offshore exploration in Bulgaria's Black Sea. The agreement grants each company a 50% stake in the Han Asparuh block, following approval from the Bulgarian Council of Ministers. OMV Petrom plans to drill an exploration well in 2025, pending permit approvals. If results promising, additional drill will follow. The partnership helps distribute costs and risks while leveraging NewMed Energy's expertise. CEO Yossi Abu highlighted Bulgaria's strategic location and rising global gas demand as key factors driving investment. And that's it for this week. Thank you for joining us. Did you know that you can send an episode as an MP3 file? You can download it directly from our website www.rorschach.com/ocean. The link is also in the show notes. See you next week.